for coming by, all three of you.
Thank you.
Here's a question I have. I'm wearing a jersey right now. I don't really wear jerseys. I'm too old to wear jerseys, but I got on this thing on TikTok where you can like pay $30 and get in a drawing, and then I won this signed Jamar Chase jersey for $30.
Nice.
Right. I'm spending all my money doing this. What do you waste your money, or not? Maybe not waste. What do you spend? What's the trivial, consistent purchase that you make? Hillary, I'll go to you first.
Oh, well, I'm immediately convicted because there's probably too many things. I would say I live really close to the grocery store, and I have my groceries delivered way too much.
Even though you live really close?
Way too close. Like
You're across
I'm
the
not
street.
even. Well, thank you.
Don't say which one, though.
No, and I put it off on the fact that
That's
I have
funny.
3 little kids and a whole lot of busyness, but yes, I get way too many groceries delivered.
We do that too, and you never get the fruit. It's always like it's
Not
not
the
like it's not like they're going through and like really like making sure it's the fruit.
true.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoy going to the grocery store, but
You do?
We do that a lot too. I do.
The wildest thing about the grocery store for me, if we order food, is that there's somebody there those Instacart drivers, they go and just sit at the grocery store waiting.
Yeah.
So it's like as soon as you're ready, boom, and they're going and taking
Yeah.
pictures and like, does this work? Does this work? And so different than Uber, where they like, maybe you get one driving around close to you. Yeah. Well, they are mercenaries at the grocery store. Man. They're coming at you. Okay, you, Charles.
Man, I mean, honestly, that's one of them. I'm trying to think trivial things. I don't do anything trivial. It's just, everything's very thought out.
Felt that.
I was about to say Zen. These little nicotine things. When I stopped drinking,
Oh, I thought you meant Zen like Buddha. I was like,
yeah,
I hear
Zen.
you.
Yeah,
I felt
very,
that.
very
Yes.
into Zen.
Okay.
And I'm like, but I want my mom know when I'm doing these nicotine pouches. But
isn't that sort of a necessity?
it definitely helps. I will say a lot of people do it. When you're like used to like having something to do and not having that, it kind of helps. Like, so I figured, I'm in a lot more control with a Zen pouch than I am a drink in my hand.
Talk to me about the Zen, because I was talking to Thomas Rhett about one. He was like,
Yeah.
But
First time I ever had one was Thomas Rhett. I'm actually going to call him out. He's when I started, and I was
Is
like,
he like the dealer? Or?
and I was like, Thomas Rhett's like the nicest.
Yeah.
Like he's
Brand
got all.
ambassador.
If TR is doing a Zen, I could surely do a Zen.
absolutely.
So, but it is funny. I mean, a lot of people are doing it, but
But you don't have to smoke to like I've never smoked.
I've never
but
smoked.
Couldn't I just put one in my mouth and like enjoy?
you can. First few times you do it, if you're not used to it, it'll give you a little dizziness. And,
But would I want that? And would I
no.
then be addicted to nicotine?
You will, and it's not worth it. Not worth it.
Can we back up a little
Yeah.
bit? 'Cause
What?
Now I need to know what this exactly is.
It's basically like a dip. Why are we talking
Tobacco-less.
about this?
It's just a little white thing.
it's like a little
inside.
pouch, but you can swallow it. But it is
You
better
swallow
for
it?
you. Well, not the whole pouch. You
Got
can
it.
swallow this
Like the spit.
instead of spitting it out. Now, here's the problem. This is the dad in me. The problem I see, if there's a problem, because I love it and I'll do it, but I can definitely see how like a 12-year-old kid could be in class and doing it.
Yeah.
And that's where it's an issue. But you know what? You could talk about that with anything, and I don't know.
So stay on caffeine is what you're saying. No, don't go to the next step.
I also got to say, I mean, I went from having a couple cups of coffee now to like 4 or 5 a day, and so, but I don't know. I'm a consumer. I drink about 12 LaCroix a day.
You burp all the time then.
Maybe.
Just walking around.
Maybe.
Other
constantly
things too.
burping.
Other things.
I know.
Dave, what is your
Yeah, I was gonna say jerseys for my kid. We have 100 jerseys at my house for my kid.
like sports jerseys?
Yeah, my son. He's 9 years old.
He have a
All
favorite
the
team?
boys are in them. I mean, Titans. So a lot of Derrick Henry stuff. Like the new Oilers jerseys too. Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott. I mean, Jamar. I mean, we got them all. That was like.
Were you asking for this one in a back way?
Do you mind?
Can we have that one?
So what's happening with you guys? Like, I know you guys have a new song out.
Yeah.
So what is this year? I feel like you guys have different seasons of
We
like what
do.
you represent, the music you're making, even sonically. There's seasons with a bunch of horns.
Yeah.
So what is 2024 for you guys?
Well, it's really mainly focusing on finishing this record out and getting this single out there, and but also honestly, it's the first time we're definitely going to do some light touring, but it's really going to be focusing on the music. I mean, Dave and I are going to go down and do a little writing retreat in my place in the Bahamas for like a week, and just little things like that. Just try to get creative, but also enjoy family. I mean, we've been doing this 17 years, and that's one of the conversations we had. We were like, you get into this a little bit of that hamster wheel where you go and you cut a record, you go promote the song, you go promote the record, you go tour, then you do the whole cycle again. And at some point, you know, you've got to have time to live life and get inspired. And I feel like that's kind of where we are, you know?
Yeah.
That house in the Bahamas, I bid on that once at a charity auction.
Oh, yeah.
To stay in it.
And
And I
you haven't been.
No, I didn't win. Somebody jumped over me after I left.
What?
Who jumped over you? I need to know.
So I don't know, somebody rich.
Thomas Rhett.
Thomas Rhett was there.
Yeah, he probably had a Zen in his mouth
Yeah.
too when he was doing it.
I remember I left and I was like, oh, this would be cool. It'd be hilarious. We'll go and never tell Charles it's us. And then we'll leave little notes. And then he'll be like, what? And then they were like, no, you got outbid. So
Well, we'll let you.
I don't even
we'll
want to
let
go
you
now.
stay.
I don't need a
They'll give you a
consolation prize.
discount.
Not for
They'll give you
I
a
want to
free.
stay in your house here while you're
You
there.
can most certainly do that.
Yes, yes. Hey, I want to play "Love You Back." Dave, talk to me about this song.
Yeah, we got this song sent to us from Emily Wise Band, James McNair, and Lindsay Rhymes. I mean, we write a lot, y'all know that, and but gosh, when a great song comes in, this one it just kind of checked all the boxes for us. It felt like a kind of a Lady A early 2008, 2010 kind of song, back and forth. Gosh, just wishing that memory of somebody could be there for you, but it can't.
This is a cool Nashville story, though. I feel like this is very Nashville. So, like, Emily sent it, and it had James McNair's voice on it. And I was like, God, that sounds really great. And I was like, man, I could hear this as a Lady A song. And so I texted Emily Wiseband. I said, okay, let's go in, and I'll play me. And I said, you play Hillary, and let's see. And I was like, and then I was like, Lindsay can, sing Dave's part, and like, let's just see if it feels like Lady A. And so we went in there and like put it together and had all these parts, sent out. And so then when we, sent that song back out, it's already sounded like a Lady A song. And it was really cool though to be able to do that. And that's why I love this town, because like the song got sent to us from the songwriters. It didn't go through label or any of that. It just got sent to us, and it was just, I think it's a very Nashville story about, I like, we love writing music, but when we hear something, American Honey was a pure example of like hearing a song that sounded like it was written for us, and that's what this one felt like.
We're gonna play it. We'll come back with Lady A in studio. Here is "Love You Back" here on the Bobby Bones Show.
Savers 30 seconds.
Thank you, Ray.
Do you hear that, Hillary?
Could you guys hear Ray talking there?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man.
10 seconds.
Yep.
Those boots are fire.
Thank you.
These boots.
These boots are
That's
fire.
the next single.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Hitting it.
The Friday Morning Conversation with
Lady A.
You guys are all in your own rights wonderful songwriters, and I've been working on this little tune in my head for a while.
Nice.
What I want to do is make the hardest sing-along song ever. Right? Because you're always like, everybody sing it. And they'd be like, it's a quarter. But I want it to be, and I'm going to tell you the theme of the song first. And if you have any interest in writing it with me, just let me know. But so you're driving down a dirt road, right? And you're like, wow. And you look over on the side, and there's lots of rocks. And it looks like somebody painted lots of pictures on the rocks. And so, wow, you're like, wow. So the song's called Plural Rural Murals. Because there's more than one. You're in a rural, and it's murals.
Yeah.
And-
Rural is
and
hard
then-
to say.
Oh,
Yeah.
say them all
Yeah.
together. So I'm trying to write the hardest sing-along song ever,
Yeah.
called Plural Rural Murals.
Plural,
So,
rural,
You
murals.
need like words like it's inconspicuous, conspicuously unscrupulous. Yeah, like just really weird, difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, plural, rural. I still can't say it.
Plural,
Rural.
rural, murals.
Well, hey, have your people call mine if you want to.
We're in.
Yeah,
and you've got to
we're
get
in.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious in there somewhere.
I think that's probably trade or.
True.
I think that's
True.
what took me to
Yeah.
the conspicuous.
Like
Yes.
it's centrifugal motion. It reminds me. I remember.
Wait, what's that one?
This Kiss.
That was Faith
Oh,
Hill.
This Kiss.
Yeah, Faith
Yeah.
Hill.
It was your deep voice that threw me off.
Yeah.
You
don't sound
singing it
as
in
much
that
as
voice, I
like
couldn't. Yeah, I could not place
It's
it.
centrifugal motion. Perpetual kiss.
That's odd. Yeah,
I like it.
that is odd. You guys ever think about, because with albums now, you guys are recording and finishing your music now, and attention spans are different, and there is not a right or wrong way to make music now. And some people are like, I don't want to listen to albums. Some people don't want to just hear a song or two at a time. Would you ever do like a concept album, like a story album?
We've talked about it. I mean, it always, I feel like we always go through so many different scenarios of what it is. And the music always ends up kind of dictating what it is. It's like, we've had many ideas where it's like, oh, let's do this and let's start with this. And then it kind of goes through this journey, conceptually, and then it's always like, gosh, but this song's better than that song, but it doesn't fit in the concept. So that's where a little bit of that tug and pull kind of happens. But
I feel like we flexed the muscle of committing to a concept though with our last tour, because the whole concept was, request line. So we were taking requests every night. The set list would be different. So I feel like we practiced flexing that muscle, that we probably could then translate that into album if we wanted to.
When you guys did that tour, so sometimes people freestyle, they actually just remember it in their heads and act like they're freestyling.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to request your songs, though, mostly, so you already know them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, how often, though, did you get a song where you were like, okay, we're going to do this one, and we have to learn it in the next couple of days?
Every day at soundcheck, honestly, no joke. Every day we would get to soundcheck, and some people don't even soundcheck, but we get there and rehearse for an hour. There'd be songs from the first record, the last track on the first record that we'd have to rehearse. It was awesome. I mean, every day we had some deep cuts. We'd play voicemails in the room and let fans kind of choose.
Tell them about the funny one though. That was great.
Oh, one of the best requests we got the whole tour was for Stuck Like Glue.
That's funny. They
By
thought that.
Cheryl.
Did they think that was you, though?
I don't know.
Or
We
did they want you to do
believe-
it?
No, I think they
I
thought
think-
it
I
was
think they
us.
thought it was us.
And so we learned it, and we did it.
And we called them out, and we said, and we played the voicemail, and it was like, oh, we love it, and we came up with a dance to Stuck Like Glue. And so clearly they thought it was us, and so I called him out. I said, Tracy, whatever her name was. I said, how many songs into this show did you realize you weren't at
not
a
at the
Sugarland show?
Sugarland
And but we learned the song and we did it, and it was really fun. And then every now and then, you kind of like, oh, we're gonna take requests, and then everybody be like shouting different songs. And so there was a lot of
Oh,
times
you would
like
open it up to shouting?
well,
That'd
it
be
always
nice.
just, it wasn't like we intended for that, but it would just happen. And so like there was sometimes you'd hear something and somebody be Freebird, and it's like,
Okay.
Dave
Yeah.
knows we know Freebird. We've been in cover bands. So
We had
That's-
a bride, like a bachelorette party, and the bride or one of the bridesmaids had called in for "Man, I Feel Like a Woman," Shania. So we did that one. Pulled her
came up on
stage. It was fun.
But when people shout at you, though, you're opening up kind of because then they'll start yelling, "Roll Tide!" No,
Yes.
War Eagle, and then they start fighting, and then it's like Trump, Biden, and then you're like, oh, then you lose control you lose control of everything.
it's so true.
Yeah.
true.
So
Yeah.
shout out you guys for holy
we
crap.
asked for the mayhem. Yeah.
We did.
Do you guys have a consistent pre-show routine?
We do a prayer
Yes,
every
circle up.
time and try to kind of get together. We
Charles does his vocal warm-ups.
I do. It's
I've
really,
heard 'em.
You
Yeah.
have?
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Probably like 2 or 3 floors
It's a little
away.
bit of that. You got to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, do all three of them.
Oh, and then what's the other one?
It's a quarter after 1.
Oh yeah, quarter out of one and I need. That's it. And if I
Every
can-
day, Bobby.
Every day.
Every
One of my
day.
shows, Jake Owen was with me, and Charles was was nice enough to do my show with me, and so Jake's like, he can't take it that he's not doing vocal warm-ups, even though he wasn't performing. And Charles warming up, Jake's like going, oh, la, 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 la. They're just they're in the hallway like calling out to each other.
Like a dance-off.
Yes, it was.
It's a
It was like
dance-off.
challenge.
Every time I'm on the
hilarious.
golf course with Jake, if I hit like a good song, he goes, whoa, whoa.
Do people ever do that to you out? Or do they often not place you because you're one of 3 and you're only one of one?
It's always artists. Like if I'll be at like, I mean, it's probably been 5 times I've been at the airport, and Jaron Johnson from Cadillac 3, he's probably the biggest culprit of making fun of me with my whoa whoa. And then then Matt Ramsey had a good joke. He said, how does Charles get a horse to stop? And he goes, whoa whoa.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Well, guys, it's good to see you guys.
You too.
You too.
So you going on the road a little bit, but not
Yeah.
a lot. But nothing right now. You're not announcing anything right now.
No, but we've got a decent amount of shows. I mean, we really, I mean, it was almost like wanting to commit to literally taking an entire year off, but it was like, gosh, man, we just, the itch to be on the road is there. So, but I think I think our main goal right now, well, really is no goal, just to focus on music and kind of enjoy the journey. I think that's been the biggest thing for us, is enjoy the process and not put too much pressure on the outcome and control things. And I think the minute we kind of let go, that's when the art will start showing itself a little bit more. But also just, I think because we're not doing as many shows, when we're on that stage, it is going to feel like something special,
Do you ever run out of breath though if you're not in tour shape?
I don't know. I mean,
I feel
we're
like
all-
now that we've been in this, almost 2 decades,
Yeah.
it is kind of like riding a bike, muscle memory. But you definitely, it takes a few to get the dust off.
The bus rides are
the bus
hard
is
when
harder
you're not
now.
when you take like months in between, like getting back on a bus and actually falling asleep becomes harder and harder than it used to be.
Especially because more roads now have the on the side.
Yeah.
Yes.
That freaks me. Only the first night. If we're on a bus,
Yeah, the rumble strip.
Yeah, the second night I'm usually okay, but the first night that rumble strip, it's like a rebaptism that I don't like.
Yeah.
You're like,
It is.
oh God, and you don't even really know the driver. Like he may be having a bad. He may just decided to drive off and kill us all because I don't know him. You may have consistent drivers though. You have this. You have the consistent driver.
No, not. I mean,
Oh God.
no. So
Lord
same.
be with you. Yeah.
But-
good.
Yeah.
It is. It's definitely that is one person that you trust
Yep.
a lot.
Well, you
try
guys,
to.
super cool. You guys, when you have something else come in, when you have
Yes.
more completed, or you want to announce a tour. But you guys, the new song is "Love You Back." Lady A here in the studio. They're gonna do Kicking Up Country Festival and Carolina Country Music Fest.
Yes.
And they just yell your song whatever you want the whole time at these festivals. You've heard them say they like that.
We do.
So just
We're not
scream.
And iHeart Country Fest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm about to get to that. Duh.
Oh,
How could I forget?
just kidding.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I got you.
And iHeart Country
Good idea.
Festival in Austin. Good to see you guys. Love you
Thank
guys.
you.
All right, there they are. Lady A, everybody. Nice show.
I love it.
It's a